Before, before you spend another old penny, before you throw that dusty coin into a jar, and before you assume that an old wheat penny is just another piece of pocket change, you need to hear this. Because today, we are beginning a journey into three of the most fascinating and potentially valuable U.S. rare coins that collectors dream about finding. And the first coin we are looking at today could be hiding in an old collection, a forgotten coin box, or even somewhere you never expected. We're talking about a 1945D Lincoln Wheat penny. Yes, a penny. A coin that may look small and ordinary at first glance, but when you start examining the date, the tiny D mint mark, the condition, the color, the surface, and the overall quality, everything can change. And here's where this gets really interesting. Some exceptionally preserved examples from the 1945 Lincoln Wheat Penny series have reached extraordinary prices at auction. PCGS records show a 1945 Lincoln cent selling for $20,400 in a very high MS67 plus RD grade, while the 1945D issue has also reached significant auction prices in top certified grades. But here's the question. Could your old 1945D penny be worth thousands? Could it be a coin that deserves a second look? Or is there something hidden on the surface that could completely change the story? Stay with me, because I'm going to show you exactly what makes this coin interesting, what collectors look for, and why condition can make such a dramatic difference. Welcome back to Coin Master USA. If you love rare coins, valuable pennies, hidden treasures, and unbelievable discoveries, you've come to the right place. And today, we're starting with coin number 1. Let's begin. Coin 1, 1945D, Lincoln Wheat Penny. Now let's take a closer look at our first coin. The 1945D Lincoln Wheat Penny. This coin was struck at the Denver Mint, and the small letter D under the date tells us where it was produced. And that tiny letter can be extremely important when you're examining an old wheat penny. The 1945D Lincoln cent had a large original mintage of more than 266 million coins. So this isn't a coin where simply having the date 1945 automatically makes every example worth a fortune. The real excitement comes from the individual coin's condition, grade, color, surface quality, and collector demand. And this is where many people make their biggest mistake. They look at an old penny and say, "That's just 1 cent." But experienced collectors don't look at a coin that way. They ask questions. How well was the coin preserved? How sharp are the details? How much original luster remains? Are there scratches? Are there spots? Is there discoloration? Has the coin been cleaned? And most importantly, what grade could the coin receive if professionally authenticated and certified? Because in the world of coin collecting, condition can change everything. The spots, the big warning. Now, let's talk about something extremely important. The spots you see on an old copper coin. If your 1945D wheat penny has dark spots, stains, or unusual discoloration, don't immediately assume that those marks make it more valuable. In fact, Depending on what caused them, spots can sometimes reduce a coin's desirability. That's why you should never clean an old coin just because it looks dirty. I repeat, do not clean it. Using chemicals, polishing products, or abrasive materials can permanently damage the original surface of a collectible coin. And once that surface is damaged, you may never be able to bring it back. So, if you discover an old 1945D wheat penny with an interesting appearance, the smartest move is to carefully preserve it and have it examined by someone knowledgeable about U.S. coins. Because sometimes, the biggest mistake a new collector can make is trying to make an old coin look new. The $20,000 question. Now let's get to the number everyone wants to hear. $20,000. That's the market value figure associated with today's example. But let me make something very clear. A 1945D wheat penny is not automatically worth $20,000 simply because it is old. The actual value of any individual coin depends on its authenticity, grade, condition, color, designation, surface quality, and current collector demand. For context, PCGS reports a $14,400 auction record for a 1945D Lincoln cent in MS-67 condition, while the broader 1945 Lincoln cent issue has recorded a $20,400 auction result for an exceptionally high-grade MS-67 plus RD example. So when you hear a number like $20,000, remember, the highest values are usually connected to exceptional examples. That means the coin sitting in your hand may be worth far less. Or if it is an unusually high-grade example with the right characteristics, it could become much more interesting to collectors. And that's exactly why you should never judge a rare coin only by its face value. The emotional moment. Think about this for a second. Imagine finding an old wheat penny that has been sitting quietly in a collection for decades. Maybe it belonged to your grandfather. Maybe it was discovered in an old box. Maybe it was sitting at the bottom of a forgotten coin jar. For years, everyone around it may have thought it was just an old penny. But one day, someone finally takes a closer look. They check the date. They look underneath. D. Mint mark. They inspect the surface. They examine the details. And suddenly, the coin that nobody cared about becomes the coin everyone wants to know more about. That's the magic of coin collecting. You never know what story an old coin is carrying. What should you look for? So if you're searching through your own wheat pennies, here's what you should pay attention to. First, look closely at the date. Make sure the coin really is a 1945 Lincoln wheat penny. Second, look for the D mint mark beneath the date. That identifies the Denver Mint issue. Third, examine the condition. Are the letters and numbers sharp? Are Lincoln's facial details clearly visible? Does the wheat design on the reverse still show strong detail? Fourth, look for damage. Deep scratches, harsh cleaning, corrosion, or major environmental damage can significantly affect collectible value. And finally, If you think you've found an unusually high-quality example, don't guess. Get it professionally evaluated. Because the difference between an ordinary coin and an exceptional coin can sometimes be determined by details that are almost impossible for an untrained eye to judge. Building suspense for coin 2. But here's where our story gets even more exciting. Because this is only coin number 1. We're talking about 3 coins today. And if you think the 1945D wheat penny is interesting, you haven't seen what is coming next. The second coin could have a completely different story. A different date. A different mint mark. A different rarity. And potentially an entirely different level of collector interest. So don't go anywhere. Because we're moving from one fascinating piece of American history to another coin that could make you look at your loose change completely differently. Final coin 1 transition. So, what do we learn from our first coin? The 1945D Lincoln wheat penny reminds us of one powerful truth. Never judge an old coin by its face value. A penny may be worth 1 cent in everyday spending. But in the collector's world, condition, rarity, authenticity, and demand can completely change the conversation. And while a $20,000 value should never be assumed for every 1945D penny, exceptionally high-grade wheat cents have demonstrated that extraordinary prices are possible for the right coins. So if you have an old wheat penny sitting somewhere at home, don't throw it away. Don't clean it. And don't assume it's worthless. Take a closer look, because you never know. The next coin you examine could be the one that makes you say, "Wait, how much is this worth?" And remember, this is only coin number 1. Stay with Coinmaster USA, because 2 more coins are coming. And the final one could be the biggest surprise of them all. End screen. If you enjoyed this coin discovery, hit that like button, subscribe to Coinmaster USA, and turn on notifications. Because here at Coinmaster USA, we don't just look at coins. We search for history. We search for rarity. And sometimes, we search for fortune. I'll see you in the next coin. Next up, coin number 2, penny. And now, we move to coin number 2. If you thought our first coin was exciting, wait until you see this. Because our second coin takes us back to the year 1937. That's right! We're talking about the legendary Lincoln wheat penny from 1937. And this time, we're looking at a coin with no mint mark. Now, before you rush to your coin collection and start searching through every penny you own, there's something you need to understand. A missing mint mark doesn't automatically mean a coin is rare. In fact, the 1937 Philadelphia Lincoln wheat penny was intentionally produced without a mint mark. So why are collectors interested in it? Because when you're searching for valuable coins, the date is only the beginning of the story. The real excitement comes from the combination of condition, quality, rarity, variety, and collector demand. And when all of those factors come together, that's when an ordinary-looking penny can become something truly extraordinary. The mystery behind the coin. Imagine holding a tiny copper coin in your hand. A coin that has been around for nearly 90 years. Think about that. This penny was produced in 1937. It has survived decades of American history. It has passed through countless hands. It may have been carried in pockets, dropped on sidewalks, stored in drawers, hidden inside old collections, and forgotten for generations. And now, it could be sitting somewhere completely unexpected. Maybe in an old coin jar. Maybe in a box inherited from a family member. Or maybe, just maybe, inside a collection that hasn't been properly examined in years. And that's exactly what makes searching for old coins so exciting. You never know what you're going to find. The $100,000 claim. Now let's talk about the number that has coin collectors asking questions. $100,000. Yes. $100,000. That's the market value figure associated with today's example. But hold on. Before you start thinking that every 1,937 no-mint mark wheat penny is worth $100,000, that's not how coin values work. A standard 1,937 Philadelphia wheat penny is not automatically worth anywhere near $100,000. The value of an individual coin depends on many factors. Its condition, its grade, its color, its surface quality, whether it has been cleaned or damaged, whether it contains a recognized mint error or variety, and whether professional grading services confirm its authenticity and condition. That's why the $100,000 figure should be viewed as a potential value claim for an exceptionally rare or extraordinary example. Not a guaranteed price for every 1,937 wheat penny. And this is one of the most important lessons for every coin collector. Never assume. Always verify. The condition secret. Now, let's talk about the condition of this coin. Our example is described as being in old condition. And this is where things become extremely interesting. Because when you're dealing with a coin that is almost 90 years old, condition matters enormously. Imagine two coins with exactly the same date. Both have no mint mark. Both are genuine. But one coin has been heavily circulated, while the other has been preserved with exceptional detail and quality. Could they have the same value? Absolutely not. This is why professional coin grading is so important. Collectors want to know exactly what